Hey, what's up everybody? Michael Crump back here again, and today I want to talk about this WebKit CSSFontFace exploit for the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5 that is making the rounds right now in the PlayStation scene. So if we take a look over here at the repo, this is over here at NT Fargo and then CSSFontFace exploit. And we can see in the about here that it says WebKit CSSFontFace UAF, which is use after free exploit for the PlayStation 4 and the 5. And this one is going to come to us by the way of a couple of familiar names here. And there we go, we see Dr. Yin Yin, which is another one of those accounts just like mine that has been removed from Twitter. And what they state down here in the README is that there is a vulnerability scope. So for the PlayStation 4, it looks like version 6.00 all the way up to 13.52. Now again, that does not mean there is anything to chain it with a kernel. And for the PlayStation 5, it's going to take us all the way from 1 to 13.40, which is currently the latest version. Now it states here that this is already exploitable in the PlayStation 4 from 6.00 all the way up to 11.50, and for the PlayStation 5 1.00 all the way up to 8.60. And it also states down here that the PS5 is also exploitable if the ASLR can be defeated through whatever means that is needed to do that. And so it does state here that supported by this repository with the CSSFontFace, it is working on a PlayStation 4 9.00, and well, there isn't anything working right now for the PlayStation 5. So if you were to play with this, it looks like, at least from this repo, that there's not going to be anything there. Now it does have some limitations here. It states that newer WebKit versions on the PlayStation 4, which is basically the 11.5X to the latest, and the PlayStation 5 from 9.00 to the latest, redesigned the CSS font face with get and set properties now handled and introduced. And because of this and other changes, the read-write primitives used by this repository is no longer usable on those firmware versions that was mentioned in this range here. And then scrolling back down into the repo, we can see that on the PlayStation 5, the vtable checks and WebKit ASLR prevent this repository's chain from working unless a separate ASLR defeat or workaround is found. Now, it does state right here that there is a technical write-up that you can take a look at, and I've went ahead and pulled that article up over here, and this is definitely something if you want to dig into this and learn a little bit more. You can see it goes all the way through the root cause analysis, how that it does the exploitation, and then it goes down into relative read-write primitives, and then code execution, and much, much more. So anyways, this is definitely the page that you would want to take a look at if you want to dig into this just a little bit more. Now, I know that this is not supposed to work on the PlayStation 5, at least as of this moment, but we'll go ahead and we'll give it a shot over there, and probably the PlayStation 4 as well. And so now the first thing that we're going to need to do in order to get started with this is that we're going to come up here to the code and we're going to select download zip. Now that you have that downloaded, we're going to extract it. And then inside of the repo, you'll see that there is a host.py. So let's go ahead and come up here, and we're just going to type in cmd to get us to a command prompt. And now note that this is a Python file. So let's go ahead and you can run Python just to see if it is currently installed, and it is currently on my machine. Again, you can download this through the Windows Store if you are on Windows. So I'm going to go ahead and quit back out of that. And since I'm already in the same folder, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in Python, and then we're going to type host.py, and then just press enter on that. So now you will have a web server running on your PC. Now, if we look at the main.js here, we can see that there is a path for PlayStation 4, as this one is already implemented, but the PlayStation 5 is not yet implemented. So let's go ahead and turn on our PlayStation 4 9.00 and see what this looks like in action. Okay, so I'm back over here on my PlayStation 4 9.00, and so if we head over here into the system information, you can see what version that I'm at, and that is 9.00, and I am running Goldhen. So at this point, we're going to go over to our browser here, and let's go ahead and load the browser. And so we're just going to navigate over to https 10.0.0.59:443/public, and we're going to go. And so the first thing it's going to do is ask us for the security of the page cannot be confirmed. Do you want to display? And there it goes. It looks like it is completed now. So you can see up there at the top, it does state userland, and then it's got the fonts. So we can see object font face, and then UAF achieved. So that is the use after free. And there is the rest of this. So anyways, that is about it at the moment. And so I just wanted to bring this to you because it's going to be pretty cool if we could start doing all of this with just a web browser. Anyways, thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Michael.